Yeah. uh-huh. Yeah. Shit. Grams leaders CC's pounds. Close gap, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of leaders of grams, get your dosed up, cut this up, post up, hey, get dosed up. This for them voted like the move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates for them folk that can't relate. I gotta elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in them trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm relentless for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that truth serum hooked directly to your vein. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch it close up, close up, close up, a close up, grams of it, tune leaders of it, close up, pounds of it. Pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, liters of pounds, get your dosed up, dosed up, dosed up, dosed up, dosed up, dosed
That's the noise I like to hear. Yeah. What's happening, y'all? It's Monday night. It's 8 o'clock. I'm Shooter, aka Dose.
That's right.
That's Lab that you hear with that. That's right. That's right.
That's right.
On them ones and twos. And we back at it. Welcome to Dosed Up, y'all.
That's right.
So, happy belated Father's Day to
Shout out to all
everybody
the fathers
that
out there.
exactly everybody that I didn't reach yesterday.
Mm.
Yesterday was a special Father's Day for me because it was my daughter's birthday.
Oh, it's her birthday too.
All Father's Day. Yeah. And bombs. I need a bomb. So, what was awesome is she pretty much dedicated that whole day, for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just me and her
Birthday
reminiscing.
with
So I put up on a post a picture of me and her when she was about 2 or 3 years old, and we were at this park and she was in a swing. So we went by that same park yesterday.
Okay.
And so, the swing was there a little bit in a different location, but at the same park. And so she was like, wow, bring back memories. I was like, yeah, I know. And then, we took a pic at that, and then I posted that just to show the difference, the time stamp, basically.
Right.
And it just feels special, you know what I'm saying, being a father. And it felt good actually looking at all the posts and things like that online from other fathers, you know what I'm saying, that stepping up, being who they supposed to be in their children's life. Might as well just say what we did.
Okay.
Yeah. Since it was birthday, Father's Day thing, we did a little gift exchange kind of like, but we went to the mall.
Okay.
She bought me something, I bought her something. Then we went out to eat. And then we went to a movie.
Okay.
Then we stopped by the grandparents' house. You know what I'm saying? So, and all
Y'all
that
just hung out.
Yeah.
Hung out with Pops for Father's Day and birthday.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like old times, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It actually got to the point where I could see, like, she's like, this is actually kind of cool, and was inviting me to things that might be, going on in the future. And I was like, yeah, I'll show up, just hit me. So yeah, that bond is strong.
It's always cool when your daughter wants to hang out with you for a second.
Yeah.
Especially when they can buy you something.
Yeah.
And you ain't always got to come out your pocket.
And the funny thing is, though, I reimbursed her though, because it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm supposed to do for you, but I accepted it. I just wanted to see, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And boom, she had me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, okay,
that's
cool.
always a blessing, though,
exactly.
Right?
Yep. And to see that she had it, and she's saving, doing everything that we taught her basically, and that she's learning as she gets older, more mature. 22, you know what I'm saying? So now it ain't no baby no more. Even though when I look at her, that's kind of what I be seeing, and not no toddler, but yeah, I remember when you was one, you know what I'm saying? Your feet hardly touched the ground because you was always in the snuggly.
But things are different now.
Yeah, things are different now. You know, a lot of growth. How was your Father's Day?
It was good. I had a good Father's Day. I got great gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Went out to dinner. Got invited a few places. Did one show.
Oh,
But it was
okay.
productive and a
Mhm.
good Father's Day. All my kids called me and they say they're gonna send me gifts. We'll see what happens.
Okay,
But all my
okay,
kids
yeah,
called me,
yeah.
which is great. Grandkids called me, which is great. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had a great day. I can't complain. You know, usually I always say that fathers get the short end of the stick, but I
Yeah.
gotta say I didn't get no
Yeah.
short end of the stick this time.
So, I mean, speaking of that, like I've been seeing memes, and you hear, I heard like just people saying, "What don't you want for Father's Day?" And
Mhm.
be like, "Man, I don't want no socks. I don't want no drawers. I don't want no wallet, no belt and
Right.
stuff."
Right.
And personally, for me, whatever I get, I'm thankful for.
You
You know
good
what I'm
with it.
saying? Yeah. If I'm on your mind, you're gonna give me some attention and buy me something. You know what I'm saying, or
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah, that I accept it. I'm cool.
good
You know what I'm
with
saying? I ain't gotta buy it. So, and we always gotta swap out socks, drawers, and all that on a daily basis anyway. So.
Mhm.
I mean, to give me something new, whatever. But although I got myself, oh yeah, some Cortez, man, the black leather ones.
The black leather Cortez.
Yeah, and that was one on my to get list. They were
Okay.
elusive, but hey, on Father's Day, what you see, I got a double back though, cause I want to get some navy blue ones.
Okay.
They had the Forrest Gumps. I had those before, but I still might get them again. Just go ahead and get all three of them and call it a collection.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I got the best pair though. See, that's what she got me.
Mm.
Yeah, and Shawty ended up getting like a Brahmin purse.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's what she wanted. So I was like, okay, we'll do that. And I gave her, of course, I sent her some money and then
Right.
gave her some cash. So you know,
I don't know what's
hooked her
going
up.
on with the Facebook people. The Facebook keep kicking in and it kick back off and it'll close out the Facebook. I'm gonna
Oh,
try it one more time. I've already tried it on a couple other channels and it keeps ending my live like after 23 seconds. So
Oh wow.
I'm not sure what's going on with that, but and it's not saying I can't go live. It starts and then it stops it.
Well, it looked
Anyway,
like
we're
I
gonna
am,
try
but
something
yeah.
else. I'm gonna try something else and
Oh yeah.
this for the sponsor. You know what I'm saying? So she'll know what's going on, but we're trying to figure this out.
Okay. Yeah. So with that being said, I was talking about like, so what people don't want. Then you hear like, oh man, I hope it will rain on Father's Day and stuff. You know, all these jokes about our day. And then so last week I was just talking about how women are viewed in stereotypes. So now I might as well just do the men, especially coming off of a Father's Day. And like I say, this isn't us. We just going by, you know what I'm saying, what
Right.
we've seen experience wise through media, and some people that actually buy into that and live this life for the media to actually stereotype.
Right.
But this is definitely not saying that this is all of us. Just like last week, it wasn't all women. And like I say, through my maturity, I can even say some of these things that we're about to talk about, I was probably guilty of. Like I was telling Lab offline, man, when I was young, I wasn't thinking about a lot of goals like 10 years down the line. I wasn't thinking about necessarily finishing college when I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking about a career.
Right.
So if it's a young lady who is in the middle of, let's say, getting her degree and she works, or she knows exactly where she wants to work when she gets out of that, knows where she want to move to and stay and stuff, how do I look trying to date her? You know what I'm saying? See, I was thinking probably for the physical attraction and the fun time and the going out, rather than if I'm commitment material, you know what I'm saying, then I would be thinking about how I can contribute to my own future, especially with both of us. So I'll figure that out, you know what I'm saying, as I matured. But stereotype is when you kind of living that out at this age, at the ages we are now too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
true.
and that's kind of how they have some of us, you out there in the street, a couple of them, they say, everybody want to rap. That's a stereotype. And then they may say, well, dude out here 60 years old looking crazy, you know what I'm saying, trying to do what these younger people are doing. And I just look at it like, no, you shouldn't be doing exactly what someone young is doing, or you shouldn't be saying what they're saying. you shouldn't necessarily be dressed like they dress, but you can move a certain way. You can do, you know what I'm saying, spoken word if you want. You can play an instrument. You can act, man. You can scat. You do whatever the
Right.
hell it is. You can sing, man. You can rap if you
You
want
do it
to.
how you want to do it.
Exactly. It's you.
Right.
But when you start playing into the stereotype at that age, you should know better.
This is true.
You know,
This is true.
I've also sometimes we get a stereotype of not necessarily having restraint or what's that, resolution skills, like flying off at the handle with the new crash out. A lot of times that's really labeled to a YN, but you know, every now and then you see us old heads out here doing some
that we ain't got no
yeah.
business doing. Yeah, that's true. I think that like we were saying earlier, a lot of the things about men, I'm gonna say black men, it's always negative, but like we don't take care of our kids. Like I find those things not to be true in a lot of cases. Now I don't, I'm not saying that it's totally, not true, but I don't think it's true in all the cases that we seem to be stereotyped in. But at the same time, we've got to learn how to squash these stereotypes. Sometimes we perpetuate them.
It seems cooler to do certain things, which is another stereotype. Everybody got to be cool or thug or some type of tough guy, gangster. Then it's like, where do you draw the line at how we treating each other just to be that?
Right.
Me, like I was saying earlier to you, it's getting to the point now where I care how I'm viewed. And it's not in a way where, of course, if someone's not paying your bills and all that other stuff, I understand they need to mind their own business. That's how y'all say you can care less. But at some point, sometimes how you are viewed can disturb the environment, especially if there's something wrong with you or you intentionally doing certain things for the attention or intentionally doing things to harm people or intentionally doing things to stand out, to seem more macho. You know what I'm saying? That's, to me, like unnecessary.
True.
And it stereotypes you because people gonna start judging you by the way you looking while you lurking, pretty much, if that's what you're doing.
The way you act.
And the way you dress. We definitely get that stereotype.
Most definitely.
But now there's a stereotype, and it's not even necessarily if you broke. It's you got too much money, so they say, hey, you flexing, you flossing, you know, tone it down from time to time. And kind of like, I guess they say you bragging with it, but my thing is there's a thin line between people knowing you have money and people knowing you have money.
There's two different.
Yeah, like people might know you have money, but not the extent of it.
Right.
Just simply maybe because of how you take care of yourself, how you groom yourself, how you think and act. You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
All right, but they may not know based off of you with stacks of it every time, everywhere you go. You see what I'm saying? Or you just doing like this everywhere you go, and you're wearing it on you so that everybody notices it.
A lot of times people with money don't even do all that stuff.
No,
they don't wear all that stuff. They don't buy all that stuff. You wouldn't even know if they had it. A lot of people with money don't want the label showing. No, they don't want the G's all over their shirt. I mean, with money, you know what I'm saying? Like, money. You think about all these rappers sometimes, and like some of these rappers be saying they wear fake jewelry because we already assume that they got the money and that the jewelry's real. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
so it's the illusion.
Yeah, okay, so it's like this. Say it's fake. Own it, claim it. If you buying it, then say, hey man, it's that knockoff.
Right.
So that, and you say they claim, but they do it from time to time, but what they wearing right then and there, they probably not gonna say that it's fake. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But my thing is, okay, so there are some people that own up to it and be like, yeah, man, I'm telling you right now, there's some costume jewelry. I could care less about it. Then you kind of wonder, like, well, why are you wearing it?
Right.
If you could care less if it's real or not, then, but I mean, you know, it is to each their own, you know. But I'm not gonna spend ridiculous amounts for anything just because it's real, but I like real. That way, if I'm promoting something, I'm not half stepping with it.
I get it.
You know, just like how this exercising, you know what I'm saying? Like
You not
I'm
half
promoting
stepping.
that now. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna be real with it, and I'm gonna tell you what's really real with it. Like, okay, so speaking of that, we can get into how you'll see somebody and they'll be like, if you drink this, you look like this, or if you do this exercise right here, but they don't tell you how many years you got to
takes
do
to get
exactly,
to that point.
or you know, hey man, I'm ridiculously
Mhm.
work. I be working out 4 times a day. Y'all just don't know. I just make it seem like it's once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
Or like what I'm noticing now is you can look like them in slow rolling,
Mm-hmm.
but if it's a lifestyle, it's gonna come anyway.
Right.
But
Okay.
see, this is like a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be committed to this shit to look like an athlete, straight up. Like, hey man, I can't sugarcoat it for you. You know what I'm saying? I can't tone that down for you because of the way they look and the work that they putting in, bro. Yeah, like, and to do it makes you feel like spectacular. To be honest with you, it makes you feel like, man, I can achieve more in life now because this is a path less traveled.
Right.
This is a path I chose to.
And I've been traveling and I've been going down it with without many obstacles. I've been accomplishing every little task down this path very seamlessly. So
and you learn who you are though, because what I say with that is there are many things that can keep you from going to a gym. I mean, people find the slightest excuse. Oh, it's about to rain. I'm good. Oh, it's cold out there. I'm good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit, I ain't had no lunch. I'm good. Or
I'm tired today.
Yeah, you know, something. Yeah,
Right.
anything. All
I'm
right.
tired
So
today.
you find out who you are, meaning like by what won't knock you off your pedestal to go. Like what won't knock you off course. You're gonna be like, yeah, whatever. I'll get to that when I'm finished.
When I get
Okay,
to it.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'll holler at you when I'm done. Yeah, like, okay, good, great. See, you know, and then it gets to the point where everybody got to understand, or everybody will know that's what he do when he get off. Like, he gonna be, you know, at the gym between this time and that time, and then it's respected.
Right.
But when you half step or you're not as dedicated, then you find out who you are as well.
Right.
And some people will give up, you know what I'm saying? Or be like, man, I can't do all that, man. I ain't going on them days, man. You know, she just give me 2 days out the week.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
20 minutes a day, 2 days a week, I'm good.
But then I'm like, man, why? I can't say nothing. But if you want advice from me, or if you talking to me like on, you think it's gonna work, then I'm gonna be like, what you doing after them two? Like what you doing them other days you're not in the gym?
Right,
I'm gonna ask you that.
How are you working to make it work?
Yeah. Like what's your diet like? What's your cardio like?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing while you're not in the gym? Because you're gonna have to do something 2 days. You better be fasting or something. I mean, you know, like, but it is what it is. I'll never discourage someone.
Right.
You know.
Let's go back to the beginning, because I kind of was distracted with Facebook that's not working today. So
I got you.
We'll see what happens. You know, we were talking off air. We were talking about how us, when we were younger, a lot of times we weren't thinking about the consequences of having sex. We just wanted to knock the boots. We wanted to get the draws, and we wasn't thinking about, you know, if I do this, this may happen. But the young lady might have been thinking about that. We weren't thinking about that. How do you think that has changed now? Or do you think it's the same, or do you think it's worse? Because I know when I was young, I probably wasn't thinking about that. But I knew that let's put it this way, I knew that if I was gonna have a child, I was gonna be with the child. Let's put it that way. So I don't think a lot of people think of the consequences of the sexual part, especially when you're teenagers and you just horny, you just trying to figure this out, you trying to because that's what's always put in front of you.
That's the one thing that your parents were supposed to at least kind of hint at to you. Like, don't get nobody pregnant, or don't get pregnant because you're too young. You see what I'm saying?
But do you think that even if they told it to us, we would still? We would still like. Do we think that it would happen? Like it would be a consequence?
Yeah. Like, okay. I mean, common sense. Like at a young age, I was like this. I want things, right? and I realized it costs money, young, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, real young. And so I had the opportunity to start making it, but spending it.
Mhm.
So I knew if I'm spending on me or spending for another girl, that's another mouth right there. So I'm already knowing expenses then.
Right.
So by the time you get 15, 16, 17, you understand, hey, man, if I got a baby, somebody got to take care of it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, realistically, and you have to understand, yeah, these teens out here should know this now, because look at the problems that they're having.
Mhm.
They're having adult issues.
Right.
We knew back in the day, too, you see what I'm saying? Because one, like I said, my parents kind of mentioned that the young ladies that I was seeing, their parents, one of them straight up told me, man, whatever you do, don't get her pregnant and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I've heard that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? By more than one parent. So I look at it like that now it's so many people are like look for physical attraction that they be, raw dog, and they don't care about the consequence. They care more about the feeling
Mhm.
or more about how many women they can get with the men
con-
do.
the
You know what
con-
I'm saying?
conquest.
And who they look like. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you got some dudes, they literally be like, oh man, she looks so good. She can have my baby.
Right. Right.
You're not even thinking about taking care of her. You thinking about what the baby gonna look like.
Right.
Then what you gonna do? Go find another girl that look better and want to have a baby with her just
Mhm.
to see how kids look like. That's one, selfish, two, crazy, and three, like, not only do you have your
Irresponsible.
exactly irresponsible, because
Yeah.
like you that's a responsibility. That's a life now.
Mhm.
Like, this ain't no toy or no car or something, or
Right.
and even a car is a responsibility, but like, this ain't nothing that you can just collect and put
Yeah.
to the side. You gotta raise.
Yeah,
What
I
you-
think a lot of times, us guys, when it comes to sex and having sex with women, we tend to look at the woman's physical appearance, and a lot of times we'll say some stupid shit like, "Man, I don't know, I ain't pulling out." You know what I'm saying? I ain't pulling out. She gonna be she gonna make a great single mom. I've heard stuff.
Well, I
I've
ain't
heard
no-
people
damn, I
say
ain't
that.
heard no single
I've heard,
mom.
yeah.
And that's messed up.
See how
like,
that? See how that?
that's
see how that-
ruining her life.
See how that mindset?
Yeah,
I see how that mindsets can trickle down,
yeah.
and that's and
Yeah.
make a negative stereotype for black men.
But
what I'm
you've
saying?
seen that in some movies though.
You've seen that in movies.
And you see teenagers having babies, and then they might be gang banging or go get locked up
Mhm.
or cheat on her. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? While she's pregnant with
Mhm.
the baby and all this. You see this stuff play out in real life.
Right, right,
But it's also a stereotype that I don't live up to
right.
that. You know what I'm
but
saying?
the stereotype
Uh-huh.
for black men is that we don't take care of our children. That's a
Mhm.
stereotype that
Mhm.
we don't necessarily have to repeat
Yeah.
as black men, or
Mhm.
our women don't have to repeat. It's just something that's in the air that a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, if
Mhm.
you ask somebody that they think that black men don't take care of their
So,
children,
What I don't like about that stereotype is
that is fucking not true.
no. I don't know. I don't like the truth behind it.
No, I
No,
don't
no,
think
no.
that's
Listen,
not
hold
true.
up. No, listen. Well, listen where I'm going with this.
Okay.
There is some truth behind that when they have to get government benefits and assistance,
Right.
and we had to be out of the house.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't like any dude that would agree with that. Nah, I mean, you wouldn't need the assistance if the man is in the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of that went down, and it shouldn't have.
Yeah, but a lot of that. Now we're gonna talk about that. Let's talk about the historical fact that
Mhm.
back then, when that system was implemented,
Mhm.
a lot of black men and black women wasn't necessarily getting the jobs because
Mhm.
we were discriminated against. Let's just
Okay.
put that out there, 110%. The reason why that system was put in place, and the black father was told to get out the house, and the black father said, yeah, because he wanted his children to be able to eat, and he wanted them to have a roof over their head because he wasn't getting the jobs
So
at
where
the
he
factories
at?
and steel mills and
So
steel plants
where did the dad stay?
He's probably stayed over his mom's house. Now some of them
See,
had other families. You get what I
hey,
said?
See, man, come on, man. Like, this is what I'm gonna say. All right, like, a man that really, and I had this talk with a pastor today.
Mhm.
I was like, man, look, if you care and you in a commitment with the woman that you with, you gonna make sure she not struggling, or you gonna try.
You gonna do your best.
Yeah, like, if you see, like I was saying, like, if you see her working doubles, man, help her out.
Right.
Cause that's like time she away from you.
But if you there and you living in the house with her,
Mhm.
she shouldn't be working doubles anyway.
That's
You
hey,
should
we
be
said
working
that
them
though.
doubles.
We said that though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we were talking about. It's like, man, like we dropping the ball when you with a young lady and she's stressed about little bills, you know,
Right.
or she got to skip lunch a time or two, but you got a man.
Right.
I'm like, how that
Right.
work?
Miss Pretty Red Girl says, but he really didn't have to leave. Perfect example of excuses.
Thank
Now-
you.
now,
She
hold
right.
on,
She
hold
right.
on. What we not gonna do?
No.
I'm
I
just-
agree
I'm
with
just-
that though.
we're not gonna bash the. Technically, he did have to leave because they were already struggling as a unit. We're talking about when the system was implemented back in the early 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Now later on in life, no, he shouldn't. He didn't have to. And I'm telling you from a person who doesn't know his father. So
Okay.
let's get this straight now.
Uh-huh.
I could be just as bitter and be like, yeah, he ain't have to leave. No.
Mhm.
When the system was put in place,
Mhm.
and the fact that they told them, look, you can get this assistance, this housing assistance,
Mm-hmm.
this food assistance, if the husband's not in the house. They knew
Mhm.
what they were doing at the time because a strong black family, a strong black man leads a strong black family. Let's just be 100% real. If you take the man out the house, you break up the family 9 times out of 10.
I look at it like this though. If it's a strong black man, he's going to have a strong black woman by his side. If you attract that, like I don't want nothing weak,
Right.
but you know I don't want anything as far as so vain that it's beyond our relationship.
Right.
Other than that, I'm cool. Like because sometimes they be like I call it the King Kong theory.
Uh-huh.
Like be careful with that attractive woman that you so want
Mm-hmm.
because you might actually get it. Be careful what you wish for. You get it now. You got to commit to that. You have to keep up, get that upkeep going. You have to deal with everyone trying to holler at her. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, we walked that tight. Well, we talked about this a couple of shows back.
Mhm.
You know, we want a pretty woman,
Yeah.
but we don't want to deal with the
pretty women
stress and
consequences,
responsibilities of a pretty woman.
Yeah.
And I say it all the time: pretty
Yeah.
women are fucking headaches.
I
They are headaches. Pretty
Uh-huh.
women with bodies, all that
Yeah,
are
yeah,
headaches.
yeah,
They
they
are
are.
fucking headaches because why? We talked about this off air. They always got 4 or 5 options. And us as black men, we are trying to strive to take care of these women. But if these women have other options that can take care of them,
So
we're battling them and their crew.
hold up. I'll say this: a pretty woman is only a headache to me when they are trying to exhibit their body all the time or show that. Like because you got some beautiful women and they might not even they don't really dress all that provocative. Some of them are in different religions as well. You see what
I
I'm saying?
get that.
Or some like are earthly and they be just covered like regular women. You know
I
what I'm
get it.
saying? Like I get it. Like
But
not all of them gonna be out there skiing. I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like look at me. I'm in my birthday suit damn near. But
Well,
I get what you're talking about. The
contribute that to
one
social media.
but see I don't go for the headache. That's a particular type. But that don't mean I don't go for the pretty lady.
Slick said, so you will date an ugly, unfine woman? Yeah.
Not me.
If it means I got less stress and less headaches, yeah.
No. I'm like, you're gonna get a headache with a woman anyway.
That's
so
true.
Give me a pretty headache.
Give me a pretty headache. What
But don't give me one of them. I don't want what you call a migraine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. What they say, you want to be cheated on Bankhead or in Dubai?
Oh, man. Hey, now that's funny. That's funny. I guess Dubai.
Right. So
You know what
that's
I'm
the
saying?
choice you got right there. You want to be cheated on by a pretty woman or an ugly woman?
And so
which one is worse?
we kind of on the next stereotype of what we're talking about. Like, first of all, what do we care about? Like, what do men care about?
Mhm.
We know in the stereotypes is money, clothes, and hoes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
And
necessarily in that
jewelry.
area.
Exactly, and not necessarily in that
Right.
that order.
Right.
But I mean, to be honest with you, one, we care about peace.
Mhm.
We should be caring about health.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Caring about stability. Like I could say words like careers,
Mhm.
but everybody might not necessarily have a career. They may be an entrepreneur and have their own thing going.
Slick say, look how quick those came up with that excuse.
What excuse?
Which excuse? What's your excuse? I don't know. I don't think you have the excuse.
For what?
I think ugly women are pretty.
Oh, nah, I said give me a pretty headache. I mean, damn that. Because you're going to get a headache anyway.
I think that's the one.
So, I mean, seriously.
Right.
So, I mean, like, and I'm realistic. And I know I'm going to give myself a headache if I'm dealing with somebody I'm not attracted to.
Right.
I'm going to cheat more than likely because I'm not attracted to him. So I'm not going to go that route.
Okay. All right. I get it to you.
So we were talking about kind of like what we care about. And I was saying peace. Like I care about some financial stability.
Mm-hmm.
I
think the stereotype of black men and what they care about is not necessarily what they care about. It's what people think that we care about because that's the image that's perpetuated on social media. That's the image that's perpetuated in movies. That's the image that's just perpetuated in a lot of places, which is a negative stereotype in itself. But I don't think a lot of things that they think we care about, we don't really necessarily care about. We have a lot more of the things on the plate than just that.
Well, I care about my child and the future to a degree because I want to be there. I care about how I treat others, and like I was telling you, I care about how I'm viewed now,
right?
Because I mean, we getting to the point wherein people are flying off the handle, man, or people will make decisions based off what other people are saying, not even really knowing you. And it can either stop you from getting a job or a blessing. It can cause friction or beef with somebody or stop opportunities. You just never know what. So with that being said, the more people that have a positive response towards you or vibe when you come around, they smiling or you can see in their facial and body language that, you know what I'm saying, you're not upsetting them. I'm cool with that.
Right.
Sometimes they ain't always got to say it. I can tell sometimes when certain people come in the room and how people act, or they'll shoot them a look or never say nothing, as opposed to when other people come in the room and it's like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me show you this and that. And, that makes a difference.
It does. And I think that we got to figure out a way to get that other image out there.
Yeah, that unapproachable image, or that I want to be macho image. I want to walk down the street and
just
want
me
you to walk on
for
the
no
other
reason.
side of the street. Yeah, but I think there's a lot of young men out there that they probably hurt inside, but don't know how to express it, so that they show their pain is their anger. You could just see in their eyes, man, like in the tatted up faces, and just it's like a look of always on defense.
Yeah.
And if it got to be offense, it's gonna be extremely negative. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, where is this coming from? And a lot of them. So these young men about to be older men, and at some point, either we snap out of it, or we get snatched up, or like you end up that small percentage of old as hell acting crazy as hell.
Yeah, I think by the time you get to a certain age, you gotta adjust. You gotta grow up. Eventually, you gotta grow up. We can't keep doing the same things at 50 that or 45 that we were doing at 20 and 22. So that's not a good look. I mean, when are we going to grow out of certain things, and when we're going to move on to being the adult that we know that we can be, but we keep getting pulled back to this idea of us as a younger person. Now, granted, we all want to be young. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we all want to be young, so we
yeah,
probably going to fall back to some. I'm guilty of it sometimes, thinking about when I was younger, how I do this, how I do that. But I'm 55 now. I can't do half that shit no more, and I know I can't. But your mind will play tricks on you and tell you that you can. So here you are looking stupid. So we gotta figure out a way to just grow up and be happy with the fact that we're grown up and move on. Yeah. That's the problem I think that a lot of us have. We don't be happy with the grown up part.
All right. Now, I will say this then, because as a man, but this could be for a woman too, but as a man, you have to think, because sometimes if you want to be the sole provider, do we spend more time making the money than we either do enjoying it or try to invest? You see what I'm saying?
We spend more time making money.
Yeah.
My new tattoo gonna say, my new tattoo down my arm. You know, I got tattoo. I know you don't think I do, but I got tattoo.
Oh, okay.
I got my whole back done.
Oh, okay.
Tattoo gonna say, um, life is oh shit. I don't want to say it. I don't want y'all stealing it. I just
Okay,
thought about
okay, all
it.
right, all
I'll
right,
tell you
yeah,
off air.
yeah, okay, okay. But and I mean, I say that because sometimes, all right, the dude that it's getting to be to a point now where they having to use money as affection, and that's to me, it's kind of a lose situation.
But what's the difference?
Uh-huh.
Like I always say this all the time. You know, a guy leads with his money. What's the difference then with a girl leading with her body? There's no difference to me. If you
No,
if
them
you
two
take
need to just make a transaction. But
we just need to just call that what it is.
but no, there is a difference because the guy that leads with his money could be the guy that isn't cool, the guy that might feel like he's
he don't
not
have no talk
attractive,
game.
something like that, or the guy that wants to get straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
May not want no responsibilities, may not want no strings attached.
Mm-hmm.
But the young lady that moves with her body, what else can you do? See, that dude that got money, I'm sure he ain't getting it with his body if he's trying to spend it on another.
I am. I'm getting all my money with my body. I'm stripping all the time, boy.
Yeah. What up, Furious? Yeah, I see you swooping in, homie. But yeah, so and you can't always depend and use your body, but as of now, you can always try to make some form of money or get something coming in. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to barter something. And yeah, man, like speaking of that, we do have some dudes that they do use their body to get over.
Yeah.
So you
muscles
know,
and all that,
and not only that, but
they height.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter told me, and we were just mentioning this options.
And we talking about 20. We talking about
22-year-old.
22-year-old, y'all.
So
we ain't talking about no teenager.
Yeah. So women they got options nowadays, and it could be one dude is the dude that'll pay for the hair. Another dude might be some dinner dude, send you something like that. And she was like, but possibly that fourth option. She was like, either the baby daddy or the dude that don't do nothing for her is the main dude that'll probably either be living with her or that's gonna be her problem.
That's what your daughter said.
Yeah, and I didn't understand it, and
right,
and it's like just like how we shouldn't be trying to live up to that stereotype of being the street gangster dude all the time if you ain't about that. You know what I'm saying?
Even if you were about it, when do you grow out of it?
You never do.
You should.
Well, here's the thing. Some aspects you're gonna keep. Like you gonna stay street smart till they drop you, ain't you?
But
it's certain things you just don't do or bring about on yourself.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the game, you're gonna always know it. You
right.
know what I'm saying? And watch out for it as an old head so it don't take you,
Right.
But like, yeah, you do put your foot on the brake. You stop going to certain places. You
right.
stop hanging out at night. You start creating rules for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you stop hanging around young folks because they crazy as hell. Like,
right.
I'll be damned if me and you finna be hanging out somewhere where some YNs and every 30 minutes we might have to duck because somebody man, please. Like now. Like
I think when we get to a certain age, we could keep the street mentality as far as keeping our head on swivel and watching out for certain things that may be a problem for us. But at some point we have to grow out of the street mentality. We can keep the smarts, but we have to grow out of the street mentality. We got to go out of that mindset that being in the streets or going out to the club or doing all this stuff that may necessarily not be, it may be detrimental to your health, that you feel like that's just something you got to do because that's who you are.
So a lot of times it's not us really feeling like we got to live up to that at our age. It's us feeling like we have to survive when we walk outside because what do you see when you look at all these Netflix shows that are most popular that we like to look at? Or what do you see when you look at these movies? And what do you see if you listening to some of these songs? What do you hear? So it's like it can pop off around me. It can pop off at a Walmart. pop off at a croak. You see what I'm saying, or something like that, and you might want to know some trigger words. Or you know what I'm saying? Like you might want to know if somebody be like, "Hey, bro, I'm finna get the stick."
Right.
You be like, "What are you talking about? The stick
Right.
shift car?" You know what I'm saying? You just standing out. You need,
Right.
because it might be on you.
Right.
And so I'm just saying,
You gotta know those buzzwords.
yeah, something like, okay, this dude really serious. And then, I've just been hearing, I've heard from time to time how somebody got into it over someone got in front of them at the light. Next thing you know, they pull up beside him in the parking lot, hop out, and start walking beside bruh. And he like, what the hell is wrong with you, man? He like, you must have a problem. You know what I'm saying? And then he like, what are you talking about? But, well, I can solve it. And he got himself a little shank type thing. But little did he know he had that got you now.
Right.
So, but nothing really happened for him to be 6 feet. But it could have got that way.
Right.
And I'm like, bruh, these things can happen to us.
Right.
So, and that's sad because that's a stereotype.
Slick says, y'all watch them do donuts. You say, do you go out there and watch them do donuts?
Nah, we don't do none of that, man.
I don't do none of that.
I got a car I could do donuts in too, but I'm not tearing up my tires and suspension and everything. Like, I'm too old to be doing all that. And pushing my alternator and all this stuff. Yeah, man. I'm like, man, y'all be... Hey, man, they be thinking it's cute. One chick asked me one time, she was like, they got the money to buy more. I'm like, I'm not about to keep throwing 4-5 racks on my feet. Rims. Yeah, just because I want to look cute and peel out and leave burnt and rubber marks on the damn ground, man. No, sir. Yeah, mess around, peel out, and run over something or hit something, and that's it. But here's another thing. A stereotype that, like the one I said that causes the problem that don't do nothing, is like he's the man that pretty much makes the woman struggle.
But he don't see it that way.
Well,
do you think he sees it that way?
No, and that's a complete idiot. And that I think is an opportunist rather than someone that needs to be in a commitment to try to build. Like, when you there, like, you got to know that you have to add something to the equation if you in a relationship.
Right.
Man, like, if somebody getting up, going to work, then they got to buy groceries, they got to pay to keep the lights on, pay for the water. If they got a car, pay for gas, pay the note on it. And you just sitting there eating cereal, man, while they gone and come back, bro. Like,
well, is it on him to? It should be on. See, my thinking is, if I'm staying with a woman and we staying together, I need to be doing 100% everything that I can, 110% to be honest with you, everything I can be doing to making sure I've contributed to that household.
Make that woman stress-free.
I'm not gonna be a millionaire and be able to take care of all the bills.
Yeah,
and
I don't expect. We ain't expecting that.
And she ain't gonna do nothing but stay her money and stack. That's not going to happen. I make a very decent, good living, and it's still not able to happen. You get what I'm saying?
But you can take some stress up off of sure.
But right, and you should be. And I think most men need to think of it that way. Because a lot of them think of it as being a simp or a lame.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to take some of that stress off. You want to have sex and all this other stuff, but she's stressed out about light bill.
So this is what I be trying to figure out, right? So when a dude sees...
he fine playing a game all day.
See, yeah, that's whack. But when a dude see a woman he like and be like, all right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to pay for that, I'm going to help her out, I'm going to do that, right? And another dude start hating like and be like, oh, he lame and simper, right? But what the hell is it when these broke ass dude be like, hey man, can I borrow this? Can you buy your boy a sandwich?
Right.
Can I smoke with you? Can I drink with you? Can you got me going in
and the club?
When we go to the exactly, man. You get your boy a drink.
Let me drink off your bottle,
man. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is that?
That's your girlfriend.
And I'd be like, man, I'd rather do this with a woman than you. I can't get nothing out of you, bro. Like, hell, man, look here, man. I'd be like, man, you can stay at home, bro.
Right.
Like, so I'm a grown man. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. But now, when I feel gullible, that's when I'm like, hell no. Or it's not respected. If it's acknowledged, I'm cool.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? But you know, because grown men decide what they want to do, when they want to do, and how they want to do it with their money.
I don't think a lot of times you tell me. I think some women respect it and appreciate it, but I don't think all women respect and appreciate it because you know they have the mentality that you should be doing it. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You know, we talked about this before.
Yeah. Well, see,
that's what you're supposed to be doing.
See, that's the thing. That's attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a woman with attitude.
Right.
Like I kind of want that woman that'll let the dude with no job stay up in there. Cause I'm like, damn, if you willing to do that, then I know what I'm doing. You straight.
Prince Charming to
exactly.
you.
So I just be like, you know, I don't want the woman that's demanding because I'm not. Nobody should demand shit.
Right.
Our children don't even demand from us.
Right.
We're taught to ask and we shall receive.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and reciprocate if we can, or be gracious and thankful for what you're getting. So my thing is nah, it ain't no. That's what you're supposed to be doing. We already know this.
Right.
Just like you're supposed to be washing your ass. I already know when I come into this relationship, I'm supposed to be trying to help you.
Right.
I'm supposed to be trying to do for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I'm not gonna enter a relationship with you if I don't feel that connection for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, now what I say a lot of dudes be going wrong is, and we had kind of touched on this, they just say what you want to hear so they can get to the draw.
Right.
They not even caring about the commitment. And the women, I don't know why y'all go for it if y'all do go for it. Or when y'all do go for it, y'all get mad and then boom, there he go, falling into the stereotype.
You know what happens though? A lot of times the men will say it and then they'll start doing it and do well at it. And then all of a sudden they just change up. So at that point, you know, the woman has, you know, been told something that's been happening, and then all of a sudden it stops happening.
So sometimes as a man, you may not know that you are not long-term commitment material. You may, because let's say if you don't have roommates, let's say you might, you know, you stay by yourself for a while. You don't know how long you can tough it out with a room, with a person until you do it. Then you may be like, you know what? I don't like coming home with somebody else here. You just may not. You may be that type of person. Like, I need my own space. And there's nothing wrong with you. Then that means you just might not be a committed type of person.
True.
You might have to just keep playing the field. Like, I think society places it on you that you got to just be married. And that's mainly the only thing I see why a lot of people be looking at marriage as a safety net. Two things: finances. They can be each other's financial crutch or depend off each other, and somebody to grow old with. Now, the somebody to grow old with, I can feel that, I can see that.
Right.
Because if you get disabled and you need help and you ain't got no significant other, if your family ain't there for you, damn, that's gonna be kind of hard. But I mean, you can roll the dice.
Right.
Like shit, it may not be that. You may, you know, and you just look at it like whatever's best for you mentally and physically, then financially. Because if you, as a man, if you make a move and you're not financially ready off of it, it can wreck your mental, because a lot of marriages go downhill from financial problems.
That's true.
You get told you something that you wouldn't even believe, and that's because you ain't got no money. And then you be like, well, I must have been this shit all along.
From the beginning.
Hold up, yeah. Because when you thought I had money or whatever, like,
good.
Fuck the money, I'm an ass, you know what I'm saying? I look like that, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, like, you know. But also, as men, I think, well, we should be our best versions of ourselves before
All
we
the
start
time.
trying to present and get into some kind of commitment. Now, I still think you should be yourself, like the best version of yourself, even when you're trying to play the field. Even if you ain't trying to get a commitment and you just out here trying to run through women, and be the best you, like.
Right.
Like my daughter was saying, but it was Snaggletooth trying to holler, like, man, like, bruh.
He being his best him.
No, you not. Because you can get some a bridge or something, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, what if he don't have insurance? What if he has a job that pays maybe
hustle,
$15?
get the cash. It can't cost me so much. I don't care if it costs $3,000. Work till you can get it.
It ain't that simple though. But I get what you
Hey,
saying.
but it is that simple.
No, it's not.
No. I mean, it's that simple as work, but it might not be that simple with your working conditions and your working wages.
Let's go with that.
But simplicity, like simplify it, grind, hustle, and take no exceptions, make no excuses. See, all right, I'll give you another thing then. All right, yeah, you can like the exercise is simple, but it ain't that simple to everybody because they make every excuses they can not to, or they just say that I ain't finna go through the pain. I'm not finna do this now. So simplify things, man.
Just simplify it to its simplest form, then go after it, huh?
Execute. Yeah.
Execute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're not looked at as people who plan goals.
You don't think so?
No, not from what I see in our.
So you think
how
that
we're
black
viewed
men
as stereotypes?
are not viewed as someone or as people who set goals?
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe that,
Uh-huh.
and I know some of us do, but and a lot of us have to set goals, especially the athletes. Definitely, those are goals being set if you look at it that way.
Uh-huh.
But definitely the youth don't look like it. You know what I'm saying? But then again, the ones that graduated definitely set some goals
I mean, because
too.
I've seen a lot of them set goals and then graduated high school and college this summer, and that I was very proud of. There was a lot of black men graduating high school and college this year that I didn't know that I was proud of just for the fact that they graced that stage.
So let's say there's some times where whenever my daughter might say she might be interested in someone, the questions I be asking about what they do. Like shit, how they make money.
Right.
And so if it's not a particular job or something entrepreneur, then I'll just tell her, I'll be like, man, I think Buddy just shuffling through life. You know what I'm saying? If he ain't got a script, like a designated goal or plan, like, hey, right now, let's say I landscape when the weather permits. If I'm not doing that, then I do these little things online, on stock online or something, or trade online or something, or I sell a few cars on the side. I'm working on getting my dealer's license and stuff. Like something like that, like a chronological order, continuous thoughts and goal and pattern, and you can keep going and talking about what you got.
Right.
I can respect that. But somebody that might be like, man, hey man, I'm trying to get this security job or something, or you know, they ain't even really got no job. Then
I think
like,
the best laid plans can be destroyed. Like you can plan all you want to, and those plans get destroyed. You know, I'm gonna give myself as a perfect example. You know, I have plans to be retired at 50, living a good life, living off of my investments, my properties, and all that stuff, my property portfolio. But hey, that plan got dwarfed, and now I'm still working. You get what I'm saying? So you can lay out all the plans, have everything drawn up, all the I's dotted and T's crossed, and still that plan does not come to fruition.
And so the beauty of life is when you see that happening, create a plan or a goal that you know you can accomplish and achieve. Not necessarily a plan B, something totally different that will stimulate you and make you happy. Create that goal like, hey man, let's just say, you know what, I didn't retire by this age, but for this month right here, I'm gonna stop drinking sodas or something. And you know, do that real quick. You know what I'm saying? Create a offset in your mind that will make you be proud regardless of that.
I'm gonna say this. As a man who's over his 50s, and I've kind of crossed that threshold to 55. One of the most important things I think a lot of men forget, black men forget, and a lot of black men don't do, is to love themselves and make themselves happy. I think a lot of times we spend a lot of times, and that's what comes with all this stereotypic confusion. We spend so much time worrying about someone else and someone else happiness, like our girl, our wife, our children, you know, whatever the case may be, that we don't spend enough time trying to make ourselves happy, realizing who we are, what we want, what we like to do, that it kind of gets, you know, doled out, you know, it gets silenced. And then later on, 50, 60, while you're in your apartment alone in your drawers, you trying to figure out what type of person you are and what you like. I think black men, and they will be they'll be happier if they just spend the time trying to figure out themselves, who they are, what they like, what they want to do. Don't waste so much time, especially because when you cross 50,
Mhm.
and I say this to everybody, your summers are less. You are
Yeah.
going on the downward spiral then. You get what I'm saying? Your
Yeah,
summers are
yeah,
less.
yeah.
Now, I'm not saying how many years you got or whatever the case, how many
Yeah.
summers you have left,
Yeah.
but you have to start really focusing on what makes you happy. You got to start
Yeah.
saying no. You got to start saying, I'm not going to do that. You got to start doing whatever you want to do
Mhm.
when you want to do it, because we spend so much time doing what everybody else wants us to do that we don't take any time to do what we need to do for
But-
ourselves.
A lot of times, believe it or not, man, the man really just want to do something with his lady or do something that's pleasing. You know what I'm saying?
But that's
and
still
relaxing.
spending time trying to make sure she good.
Yeah, I mean that, but that's the thing. Like by myself, I've been doing I've been rocking by myself. So
I get you.
yeah, you know, I'm gonna put time
Right,
into me.
right.
I'm putting time into me. I put time into me today.
You're right.
Like so, and like remember when I said present your best self.
Mm-hmm.
See now, when you present your best self, it's kind of like the dude that finally decides he want to settle down and get married because he like I'm tired or I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a new man.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much it's almost like you devoting your time and happiness with this bond.
Mm-hmm.
But I get what you're saying. Even when you are in that bond, there's gonna be some time you need some me time for sure.
And you need to
Because-
reflect in that me
Mhm,
time. Like
mhm.
you've been rocking, single for a long time and reflecting on yourself for a long time. But
Mhm.
men who get married younger or men who get married and spend a lot of time in marriage, I'm not going to necessarily say men who have children, but
Mhm.
men who have children in the house and who get married and all that. A lot of times our needs are put on the back burner.
Oh yeah.
Our wants are put on the back burner, and as black men, we have to. And I think a lot of us will be more happy. We got to start focusing on us just a little bit, not all the time. Even when we're dating, we're spending time trying to figure out what this woman likes, so we can
Man.
go on another date with her.
That-
you get
that-
what I'm saying?
That's how I'm wired, bro. I mean, like I'm always like I want to make sure my daughter's straight or something. You know what I'm saying?
What's
I
going
wanna,
on, Exotic Bike
uh,
CEO 22?
I mean, like I think it's because of this though.
Mhm.
We want peace when we enter what we're gonna enter in.
Right,
So we want to make sure they straight when we start because we don't want to we ain't with that bullshit.
right.
Once we start seeing before, you know what I'm saying, it get to that stage because we know what we want now, we'll pump the brakes. Like there's some women I might be like, yeah, she attractive, man, but the attitude, I ain't gonna be, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
You know, there's some women that are attractive and it ain't even about the attitude, it's the lifestyle. Like too jet set for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't want to be over there. There's some women, they too earthly for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you might be, I can just tell, like, I don't want to be nitpicked on by why you doing that or why you doing that. Everything, I got to be on the edge, sharp with the wit all the time or
Right.
something. Like sometimes you just want to be like, hey man, I want someone I can just relate to.
Right.
That I almost know what I'm going to think, how I'm going to feel, you know.
One of the most, and I don't want to say saddest videos I ever seen on social media, but one of the most eye-opening videos I ever seen on social media. This guy was just screaming and hollering and screaming, crashing out. Older guy in his 50s, 60s. And at the end of the crashing out, he said, I worked all my life and I don't have nothing to show for it. Not that he said he worked good, but he has nothing to show for it. That's one of the eye-opening things, you know what I'm saying? You could work very hard and be very good at what you do and work all your life and take care of your family, your kids, and then at the end of it, you still have shit.
Do like this. Show yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And keep going.
Right.
All right, but I will say this. Sometimes we have to understand the difference between what makes us comfortable versus what makes us complacent. Because complacency is a no-no to me. Comfort be like if you can confide in someone, but that's like opening yourself up. So you basically gonna be hurt if it don't work out. But we talk about comfortable right now, so it's gonna work out. We'll say, comfortable in your relationship with your woman. If you picking the right one, that means you don't feel embarrassed if you need to borrow money at a particular time, or if she needs to take care of something for you financial wise.
Right.
That's comfortable. That's what a man want. He want comfort. You know what I'm saying? And nothing is forced. All right, meaning like I saw this post where this dude waited till he got married to ask his wife to start doing these crazy things in the bedroom to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you don't do nobody like that, man. Like, first of all, they need to know how freaky and crazy you gonna get
Mm-hmm.
before they tie the knot, cause the things you asking they may have said no all along. It would have been a turn off.
Right, right.
Now you done, now you done got them into something where now, they questioning their own happiness and morals and shit. So with that being said, comfort meaning nothing's gonna be forced on you. You ain't trying to force nothing on them. It's y'all will talk, compromise, yay and nay, and both respect that decision. That's comfortable right there. And then you develop maybe a couple of routines, not routines where you're always predictable, but a routine where it's like, okay, I know if I'm out, I need to routinely see if I'm going to buy myself something to eat. Does she want something to eat before I come back?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? A routine where she know when she go grocery shopping, if she go grocery shopping by herself and I'm here, I come out and I help her bring the groceries in. Whatever routines y'all have, but that's comfort.
Okay.
Now the complacency be like when a dude just be getting lazy and maybe stop doing what he was doing, like what you said, or never does anything in the first place because he feels like, oh, I'm physically just handling things. Yep, I'm good. Or accepting what you may not like. Sometimes I think that falls under like some complacency, like lowering your standards for something just because you feel like it's something physical going on that you like with that person, but the other person just gonna be complacent anyway.
We get blinded by the physical. Like when men, we get blinded by the physical, man.
I mean, how can you not be?
We don't,
because I mean, man, look how beautiful women look. God damn. I be like, man,
women are beautiful. You are 100%
man,
correct.
and it is so many of them out there, brother.
We get
like
blinded by that.
You can't blinded by the
physical
light.
and that
Blinded by the beauty, bro. Like,
and then you get blinded by the beauty. You start making plans to be with this woman and building a future with her. And
here's where men go wrong.
She like the evilest person inside. Like her whole inside just ugly.
Here's where men go wrong. You watching your Instagram or whatever, or TikTok, however it be. You see that girl that do that little something like this, whatever dance, you throw it up and turn around and throw it up when you can you see them asses bouncing, all that other stuff, and that's all you see, right?
Right.
But now think about it. When she opened her mouth, it's like, what the hell?
Right.
Right?
Right.
So, right then and there, you have to decide, would you just smash that and dash? Or would you commit to that?
Nah,
now, that's the headache we were talking about.
Right. You don't commit to that.
Okay. So,
I need to be able,
so you can write a lot of them off the list.
Right.
But they look good.
Right.
But you ain't got the word, that's a thirst trap. That's what they say. You
thirst
ain't,
trap.
I mean, with them, you might as well just be like, how much?
And someone will tell you how much.
Yeah.
Someone will tell you just how much it is.
So they had a meme that was like, it was a joke where this lady was like, I can't believe that you cheated on me, I guess, like with a prostitute. And it's like, what do you mean? And she was like, basically like, shit, like you should have paid me. Kind of like that. And I was like, damn.
No, but some things a prostitute do, a woman, your girlfriend ain't gonna want to do. That's just the way. I don't give a fuck how much you pay her.
And okay, now that's where that's the part of the man where he be like, why he cheat on her and she look like that, or why do men be cheating? Now here's the thing. But now, are you wrong? Would you consider yourself wrong to have a particular sexual appetite that the woman that you want to be committed with ain't gonna fulfill, bro?
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
No.
So, how do you fulfill that then?
You have to work it out.
Work it out, meaning with her or with other means.
You gotta try to get her come to the
line. But what if she's like, no?
Come to the line.
What if she's like, no, I'm not going nowhere near that line because it's what if she asks you to do the same and you be like, oh, I can't do that to you.
Right.
You shouldn't want it done to you. If you can't do it, you shouldn't be asking for it. The way I look.
To play devil's advocate.
I'm just trying to be like, man, look. Before you shock and before you traumatize that lady, let her know what you about before you get into a commitment and start breaking that. Now, you know I want you to do this. And she gonna be like, whoa, wait. We've been together for a year.
Slick say, then y'all cheat on your perfect partner. Be honest and don't waste her time.
But see now, I got another question for you then. Would you want your old lady to be able to do what a prostitute can do?
Yeah.
Damn. Would you want to know how she learned that?
No, because let me tell you something. One thing I learned after I passed 50, they all know something we don't know that they know. They all have done something that they ain't did with us, and somebody else and taught them how to do it.
Man.
They all done tried something with somebody else that they ain't tried with us, and they don't want to try with us because they're just too nasty.
So,
let's be 100. And a lot of y'all will learn that when y'all get over 52.
Yeah.
Because she want to be the perfect person now. She don't want to. She don't want to be Sally on Stewart no more. She want to be. She want to be Sarah in Pleasantville.
So, do you think that men are settling for like lopsided relationships?
I think both do. To be honest, I don't think it's just more men, but I think what happens with men is that we don't have as many options as a woman does. Let's be 100.
Oh man, no, we don't.
So what
if
happens?
You got money, you got options.
Right. What happens is the scales gets tipped.
Mm-hmm.
So the scales gets tipped in her favor. So it may seem like more that she is settling than us because her options are more.
But see, that's the funny thing, because women have options, but it's who they choose that be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
From most of the time, or the time to time, from what I've experienced and what I've been seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, you got options and you choose, you know what I'm saying, to sometimes act as if no one really wants you.
No, they choose because sometimes women just like drama.
Yeah,
They just
yeah,
like drama.
They like the person that don't give them the attention.
Right.
Or the person
who gives them the attention. This is just my experience.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who gives them attention. Now I haven't had many because I've been married. I was married for a long time. But the guy who gives them attention, they just don't have. They don't want to be. They want to be with the guys. They ain't paying them attention. A lot of women like street dudes. So street dudes ain't gonna be up under you like that. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be
trying to get another bitch. Basically,
right.
So I'm like, y'all like that?
Some women like the chase.
Hey man. So okay, I'll say this then, because I know a few things. But what do you think can help men have options? Because you say we don't have very many options. So how do you get more options?
Shit, if I knew that, I would be having options too. But the problem is that you have to be. The only way we can show that, the way I believe that we can have options is to have money.
Yeah.
And if we don't have money, our options are limited. So you gotta be dapper. You gotta smell good. You gotta try to make sure you're groomed well. You gotta dress decent. It's
you gotta be bait.
Pretty much. And that's what I mean, pretty much.
Yeah. Do you think you have to look like money?
The stereotype is yes, but I don't think so.
I think we do.
I
to get maybe what you really want. Because
but
think
then
about
would you
it.
want
do you
that?
want something broke?
But would you want that? If the only reason she talking to you because she think you got money.
No, I don't.
So then then you're not gonna get what you want then.
But that's the thing, man. Like, women don't want nobody broke nowadays, so they really are trying to feel you out based off of what you're looking like from the spectrum of what you're talking about, like smelling nice, maybe keeping it clean cut, like the grooming perspective, definitely.
Right.
Hygiene, definitely. They looking at that, and then it gets to what you're wearing, and then it gets to your mannerisms. But then, like the street dude, what they looking at with that? Cause damn near draws the way they be, sagging. I know. And I always wonder how you get a girl but you sagging.
They look at them more as protection though.
I mean, that's more of like having to duck from something and run from the cops.
They gonna protect them because they ain't gonna put up with you know how street dudes are. They they gonna crack. They gonna snap off at the littlest thing, so they feel like that's protection.
They're gonna crash out.
Slick says some women are single because they can't find their perfect partner. And sometimes
You're right about that.
women be finding their perfect partners, but look right over them to the guy
Yeah.
behind them.
That's the point.
Right.
A woman's not going to find anything because they're not going to approach nobody.
Oh, they're not
They're
looking.
gonna wait for the right. Exactly. They're gonna wait for the right man to come to them. And who is Mr. Right?
Mhm.
So I get that.
I think our problem is, when it comes to women and trying to get a woman, we try too hard.
Yeah, we do.
We try too hard. Sometimes you
We
just gotta
do.
let it be. Like,
I
you
mean,
just
but
gotta
letting it
like,
be, you might be
whatever.
letting that shit be for months.
Or just be like, what? I mean, if you try to talk to her and she don't talk to you back,
Yeah, let it
come
go,
on,
man.
We try too hard with these women, man. Like,
I mean, sometimes I think it's because you might. I mean, a lot of times it be ego or wanting to. It's a goal, a
Right.
conquest. Like shit, not to me, but young me would be like, yeah, I think I can. Let
you
me
gotta
knock
take
that
one
off.
evil now. Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
you got to be like, hey, take your losses and keep it moving.
yeah, man.
Oh,
you
if she ain't interested, I'm good. I'm too
Yeah.
old to be chasing that shit when I'm chasing something else, some money.
yeah,
I'm chasing peace.
we gotta be willing to cut our losses and keep moving. We can't just keep chasing and chasing. Now she might have nice ass, nice titties, beautiful face, and yeah, you want to see her naked and all that. But at some point, you chasing and chasing and chasing, and she not biting. You gotta stop
But
chasing.
here's the thing: you said it's a lot of like kind of beautiful single women out there, right? But think about it: single with 4 and 5 options, that is messing up the game as well, because a lot of times you can't even get in because there's so many options. The options become the boyfriend.
Yeah, but you know
Damn
what?
near.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes the options blind her to the good person.
Yes, and I was gonna say this: damn near the best women that are commitment worthy got a man.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's like now if they not married, now you got, it's like you either in the zone where they mess up and you can move on in, or damn, you just know a lot of good looking women
that's what
that
all
got
the-
a boyfriend.
That's what all the friends are for. They wait for their chance. Slick says we put ourselves 100% out here to get a man, and we gotta hope he's a good man. Same thing with men. We gotta
So,
hope she's a good
here's
woman
the
and she's
thing.
not a serial cheater.
This what I want to know, Slick. How y'all put yourselves out there?
Mm-hmm.
Because what is putting yourself out there? Either going out with your girlfriends and just being in the mix and being available for somebody to approach, or what? Because it's like, yeah, just answer that for me.
Yeah, I think.
What's up putting yourself out there?
Yeah, I think our stereotypes is that our stereotypes hold us back a lot.
And
got-
it does.
As black men, we gotta let go of those stereotypes. We gotta let go of a lot of that stuff because it don't help us in the long run.
Well, nowadays looking turns people off. I just be like, well, damn.
Well, you know what? I was in Walmart day, and brother looked at me. I looked at him. We said, "What's up, brother?" We both spoke to each other.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So, and that has happened. That's been happening a lot lately. So I think that narrative changed a little bit, but not a lot. It all
Mhm.
depends on the person. As
Some
far as
people kind of have an air that demands respect,
Mhm.
or I've been told I look like I'm somebody.
Mm.
So,
Slick said being approachable as a woman. Mm.
okay. So now, different women have different methods of how they would like to be approached, though,
Mhm.
and they don't necessarily put it out there. Like, I don't know what an approachable woman is unless it's someone that's giving a lot of eye contact and has a look like, I don't know, maybe come here, but that don't be looking like that nowadays.
Mhm.
It be looking like what this nigga want, or I hope his game strong, or something like that, or
Mhm.
I don't want to be bothered, or y'all got the ear pods, or y'all looking down and never look up, or
Mhm.
something. It just don't be approachable vibes to me.
Slick says, smile, be friendly, talk with no expectations.
But my expectation is to get your number, and I got a certain amount of time to do it. So, because you got somewhere to be, and I do too.
Yeah, but but that's the point. Don't expect to get the number. Just talk as if you could just talk as and I'm gonna agree with Slick 100%. That you gotta be as if you don't give a fuck if you get it or not.
So okay, is
she's
this when
standing
I'm
right
going?
there next to you. You standing right there next to her at the bar, and you like, who all them drinks for? Just being friendly. She's like, yeah, y'all gonna drink. Y'all getting fucked up. I need to be over there in y'all section. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you. That's
Yeah,
how you do
man. I mean, I've done that, and guess what happened?
it.
I got the number.
Slick says I've sent drinks to dudes in the club that
That-
caught my eye.
See now, Slick. See,
Yeah,
you
oh,
one of a
Slick-
kind. That's
Slick
what
a
I'm
player,
saying.
see?
Yeah, that's what we like, Slick. Damn, you already know how to get a man. Shit, they gonna either come to you or you just gonna lasso them to you. I mean, either way it go, it's a win-win for you, Slick.
Right.
I respect that, and that's what a lot of young women have to understand. You do not look bad or a certain way in our eyes if you approach us.
Right.
As a matter of fact, you look like, oh shit, I'm impressed. You a woman that know what you want, a go-getter. You ain't got time to be wasting no games. You see somebody you like or something you like.
Mhm.
I mean, to me, that could the same way in business. You get it done, man. But a lot of the times you have to sit up here. I gotta be 50-50 if I approach this lady. Man, am I wasting my drink money tonight?
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? But like you say, you can't give a damn.
Right. You can't.
But it's better when you know the woman is vibing and you know you're not wasting your time.
Mhm.
You know you're not annoying to someone. Like, I don't want to annoy your ass.
She gonna let you know that. You know what? A lot of those women now, they'll let you know they ass knowing that you annoying them.
Shit, but they'll sit up there, do all that, give you a number, and then won't even talk to you.
No, they don't give you numbers no more. They say, you can go on my
Get
Instagram.
no. See, I get the number.
Uh-huh.
Fuck the IG. I already know how that is. So now I need a number. If you say IG, I'm like, I'm good.
Right.
No. So when I get the number, they still don't do nothing.
Right. They
So I
just end up
be
blocking
like,
you anyway.
Yeah, man. I done been there and done that. That's why I started out young, like just collecting numbers, man.
But
It
see,
don't mean nothing.
one thing I'm talking to brothers who be on these dating sites like Facebook dating and stuff like that. Just me talking to black men brothers and just sitting down having a conversation with them. He said they say a lot of times what they know is that a lot of these women be in their 50s and 40s and 50s and be lonely and be successful people, but because their attitude and their mindset was so nasty when they were younger, now they lonely and they making tons of money, but they awkward when they go out. They what I'm saying? It's just.
Here's the thing.
And one of my friends, it was just amazing to me how many successful women are lonely out here with no man in their life.
Well, I can tell you this. I don't have no dating apps on my phone. Them things, man, I'm done with all that. I traditionally date, just go out there and find somebody. Or
a lot of people like dating apps because men too. Men like dating apps because it helps.
It should have been like shooting
It
fish
helps
in
with
a
the
barrel.
rejection.
But it is
The rejection hurts less on dating apps. I heard.
I mean, man, well, see, we before the dating apps.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing though. But I like seeing what I'm talking to because when you're on them apps, games start getting played. Angles start going up. Exactly. You always in the back. So can't nobody see what you really looking like and shit like that now. Like I say, been there, done that. But when I'm talking to you face to face, now you start to really know if you have that chemistry or if it can even be something, you know what I'm saying? Or you could be sizing them up and I'd be like, yeah, I can tell this ain't nothing gonna be but something physical right quick. Or yeah, maybe I better not. You know what I'm saying? But I can see you. Online, you got to go through with it. You see what I'm saying? You can't see all of that or get a quirk that they may have or like something don't rub me right about them when you see them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So trust me, I have been there. Last thing you want is for someone to be coming from miles away, you know what I'm saying, about 15, 20 miles away or whatever, 30, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever to get to you, and you be like, I might have to turn your ass around.
Right.
So, man, now, bro, like, that's where when you said as a man, you have to make sure you okay. Like, you got to be okay sometimes with being single till you find someone that you feel great with.
That
like,
match your energy.
Yeah. My whole thing, because I saw a lot of dudes having to put up
those take more chances.
You might be Slick know me. Slick, I think Slick really know me. Yeah. Slick is very observant, very fucking wise.
Right,
Slick.
right.
Like, yeah. I don't take that many chances. But that's because I took a lot when I was young.
Okay.
So it's not because I
You
don't.
said all the shit that seem good ain't good.
That's why I
Right.
kind of slowed down. And you have, like I said, be careful what you ask for. You get out there and you keep. What happens when I have 6 or 7 beautiful women? You know what I'm saying? Them headaches we were talking about, and now I got the joke. Next thing you know, I have none.
Right.
Now I'm back in the single zone, probably for a longer time now because of the karma from dealing with all of that, or the trauma from dealing with all of that. So
Yeah.
it is what it is on that though. But I think I'm gonna start taking more chances, maybe around like my birthday. Like I'm goal oriented right now.
Right.
So taking chances on that is still gonna cost me.
It's not on your radar either.
No. What's on my radar is what I'm gonna do tomorrow in the gym and getting through work. Accomplishing them type of goals. Like I said, man, now I'm becoming a new me, man. I feel different because it's like I feel obligated now. Like you were saying, Lab, when you were asking me about how do you feel the more and more you start going.
Right.
Now it's like I know what I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Even if I don't feel like going, I'm going.
Right.
Even if it's gonna rain, I'm going. Like he got to not be there. You know what I'm saying?
It becomes a part of your DNA. And you feel bad when you don't go.
Yeah,
you feel just as bad when you don't go as you did when you first started out.
And there's more goals. Like this was just a challenge, but the challenge has created goals now.
Right.
And then I got people like my man Furious waiting in the wings to train with me too. So it's like that's another compadre of mine that's gonna push me. And so I already know I'm gonna get some gains when I go that way because it's gonna be something totally different, but that shit gonna hit.
Right.
So I got another partner that want me to we're gonna get together, like not necessarily a script, but how we want to approach this, pulling up in parks or pulling up in apartments where our partners be at and hitting them with some exercises real quick. You know what I'm saying? Making that kind of the thing to do rather than we posted up just drinking and smoking or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man, we got youthful challenges. Exactly.
Right.
But all of that sparked from just day by day going in there. Now, the funny thing is, I'm thinking of more creative things to do with it as opposed to, which is long term, as opposed to like, man, when it's gonna end.
Okay.
You don't hear me like, boy, I can't wait till this Super Bowl get here so I can stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I ain't got to do it no more, man.
Right.
No, now like
it's in your system now.
Yeah, now it's like let's turn up. You know what I'm saying? I'm approaching 5.5, getting to that 6 months. So once I hit 7 and 8, like I was telling my daughter, that's starting to get to be milestones. Like, yeah, I may have done something for a year, but nothing straight and nothing with like a routine, a regimen, like do this, do that, hit this, hit that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's that improvement of what you were saying and the best version of myself.
Most definitely.
So we about to wrap it up, man. I think we had a good talk, man. We kind of kept it a lot off of the stereotype, man, mainly because Father's Day was yesterday. And we already know what these stereotypes are because a lot of us tend to be living it out, even though I'm not, I don't promote that.
Right.
And like I said, some of it I think is when you're young, it just go over your head. It went over mine. And but I still had respect, you know what I'm saying, for women, had respect for myself as I was doing things. But like I said earlier, damn, I now that I look back, man, I can kind of see how I maybe would have fumbled and dropped the ball in certain relationships when I was like, man, I ain't going back to school, or I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I didn't know I was gonna be doing this. So, with that being said, man, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And my best advice is, man, like Lab was saying, sometimes just look in the mirror, assess yourself, and take some time out to make yourself be better. And I mean, you that's a win-win right there. If we all did that, that would definitely start changing some stereotype for men, at least because it'll show we want to be accountable and we responsible at something. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all, like I said, one more time for tuning in, and I'll holler at y'all next week.
grams up, liters up, cc's, pounds. Close cash, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds up, liters up, grams, get your dose up, cut this up, post up, hey, get dosed up. This for them voted like the move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, for them folk they can't relate. I gotta elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in them trenches. I drew the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm relentless for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that true serum hooked directly through your veins. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch it close up, close up, close up. A close up, grams of it, tune in, liters of it, close up, pounds of it, pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, liters up, pounds, get your dosed up, dosed up, dosed up, get dosed up.